Hi, fourth graders. Today we're going to be adding mixed numbers and fractions. So we're still adding, nothing's changed. However, instead of just adding fractions together, we're throwing in mixed numbers also. So we're taking it up to the next level, but the principles stay the same. So as we are doing this, I want you to think about two things. My knowledge of a whole. So for example, if I had 2/3, how many more would I need to make a whole 3/3? Oh, that's just one more. Okay, so I want you to remember about your knowledge of creating a whole and how many pieces of a fraction would we need to make it a whole. And also I want you to think about units. So I want you to remember fractional units, and we can only add them if they are the same unit. Okay, also I'm going to be using the word ones also when I am talking about a whole. So if I say 2 2/3, the 2 is a whole, or we can also think about it as 2 ones. Okay, so these two things I want you to remember and kind of go back to as we're doing this lesson. All right, let's get started. 2 3/8 plus 3/8. Okay, so we remember that when we add, we have to add like units together. So I'm going to add my fractions together, and then I'm going to add that to my whole. Okay, so is there any other whole numbers or one numbers here? No, it's just 2. So I can say my answer is going to still be 2 wholes. Now I need to add my fractions together. 3/8 plus 3/8. Let me check, are they the same unit? Yep, they're both 8s. So I can add straight across. 3 plus 3 is 6. My denominator stays the same. So 6/8. I can add that here. So 2 3/8 plus 3/8 is 2 because we want to leave the units the same. So 2 plus nothing is still going to be 2. Okay, and then 3/8 plus 3/8, those are the same unit. They're both 8s, so I'm going to add those together. 3 plus 3 is 6, 2 6/8. Okay, next example. So the first example, that's one way you're going to see it. Nice and straightforward for us. This is another way that you're going to see it. So 5 2/4 plus 3/4. So first I'm going to ask myself, okay, I want to add all of the same units together. So I have 5 here, and then I have 2 fractions. So you always want to start by adding the fractions together. So 2/4 plus 3/4. Again, they're the same unit, so I can add straight across. 2 plus 3 is 5/4. Ooh, something I noticed here is that this is an improper fraction, so it's greater than 1. Well, I cannot leave it like this because the whole point is to make a mixed number at the end. That includes my 5 here. So I can't just leave this as 5/4. I have to change it. I have to take out the whole, or the 1 that lives inside. So what lives inside of here? The whole would be 4/4. That would be 1. And what would be left over? 1/4. Okay, so I can now add my whole, or my 1, to my 5 because those are the same. So I'm going to do 5 plus 1 equals 6. So 6 is going to be my whole number. And then I still have this fraction left, 1/4. So 6 plus 1/4 is going to equal 6 1/4. So that's my answer. Okay, so all I did was I added my fractions together here. I got 5/4, but I have to change that improper fractions not into a mixed number, but to just pull out the whole. Okay, if you were to change, and I'm going to erase this a little bit here, and I'll do it in a separate color. If you were to change your 5/4 into a mixed number, you were to say, oh, 4 can go into 5 one time. There's 1 left over 4. That's okay if you did that. Then you just need to know I still need to add it to my 5. Okay, so then that could be 1 plus 5 is 6, and then add my fraction 1/4. and I would get the same answer. So you can either show it in a number bond, pull out your whole, or you can convert this improper fraction to a mixed number and add that to your original whole, okay? Okay, next one. Now they're going to give us two mixed numbers to add together and not just one mixed number and one fraction. So again, let's go back to, I need to add my units that are the same together. So let's pull out the wholes, or the ones here. What is 2 plus 1? That's going to equal 3. Okay, so now I can do the next step of adding my fractions together. So 1/8 plus 5/8 equals, let's see, make sure my units are the same. Yep, they're both 8, so I can add directly across. 1 plus 5 is 6/8. So now I'm going to just put my whole number and my fraction together. This is going to equal 3 and 6/8. Okay, so notice when we add our fractions together and they don't equal an improper fraction, they just equal a fraction that's less than 1, it's a little bit easier. When our fractions add up to an improper fraction, that's when we have to take out the whole in order to finish adding it. Okay, so this one was a little bit easier. You just ask yourself, where are my units? Oh, I have ones here. I'm going to add the ones together. Then I'm going to add my fractions together. Then I'm going to put those two together, and that's my answer. Okay, next one. 2 and 5/8 plus 3 and 5/8. So again, I'm noticing my units. I have ones here, and I have 8s here. So I'm going to add my whole numbers, or my ones, together. So what is 2 plus 3? It's going to be 5. Okay, I should have written that in blue to match. There we go. And now I'm going to add the fractions together. 5/8 plus 5/8. Well, 5 plus 5 is 10. So 5 plus 10/8. Well, let's take a look at this fraction. It's improper, so we need to pull out the whole. So what lives inside of this? The whole, which would be 8/8. And how many pieces would be left over? 2/8. So now I can add all of this together. 5 plus 8/8, which is equal to 1, plus 2/8. So that would equal 5 plus 1 is 6, plus 2/8. I'm going to add my 2/8 there. So 6 and 2/8. All right, fourth graders, last problem. 4 and 7/12 plus 16 and 9/12. Okay, so they're giving us some bigger numbers here. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to think about, what are my units? I'm going to add my like units together. So let's start with our whole numbers. 4 plus 16 equals 20. So I have 20 wholes here. Okay, now let's do our fractions. 7/12 plus 9/12. 7/12 plus 9/12. Again, these are the same unit, so I can add straight across. 7 plus 9 is going to be 16/12. Wow, so now I need to add 16/12 to my whole number, to my ones. Okay, so again, what do we notice? It's that our fraction is improper, so we need to change that. Okay, so let me write in green. 20 plus 16/12. I need to change my 16/12 into not an improper fraction. You need to take out that whole. So let's do that work here. How many times can 12 go into 16 without going over? Just once. Okay. How many are left over from 12 to 16? It's 4 over 12. Okay, so now I can add 20 plus 1 and 4/12. So 20 plus 1 plus 4/12. So what does that equal? 21 and 4/12. Here we go, because remember, we're always combining the like units, combining my wholes together, leaving the fractions separate. All right, that's your last one for lesson 30 and 31. I can add mixed numbers and fractions. Remember, go back to combining like units. Okay, we would add apples to apples and oranges to oranges. And remember your knowledge of how many more do I need to make a whole, and that's what I need to hold on to. All right, give this a try. Let me know if you need any help, and I will look forward to seeing your work.